Openness is key when you are going through your spiritual awakening. Things are happening in life. There's a lot of things that are changing and feel like a disaster and chaos, and everything's falling away. And if you aren't open, then it's only going to make this spiritual awakening much longer than it needs to be. It's going to make it a lot more painful than it needs to be. And when you are open, that's when you are open to the miracles of life. That's when you're open to grace. That's when you're open to receiving blessings. So let's create a scenario here of some sort of disaster happens. Someone that you love passes away, and you're going through this grieving process, right? Right there. It's key to be open. It's key to be open so you can accept what happened. In this state, you might be wanting to really be a hermit and close off from the world, close off to family members and husbands and wives and other people in your life that simply want to check in on you and offer some help. So can you see how closing off to the world and closing off to family members who want to help you and want to be there and support you is actually kind of the opposite? That if we can simply open up, we can accept help. We can open ourselves up to new possibilities, miracles, blessings, other people who really want to help us. So that's one way. Another scenario could be that you have lost your job, or you've lost a business, or something in your career has gone down the toilet. If you aren't open to perhaps seeking a different job, or just the possibilities of doing some other type of work that maybe hasn't crossed your mind, then again, you're not open to that change. You're not open to a new life. You're not open to a new possibility. If you're always closed to the unknown, if you're always closed and you're creating this judgment, I don't like doing this, or that's not really me, you're really closing yourself to possibilities. Let's create another scenario here. The scenario of just feeling our feelings, that during the spiritual awakening, what you're going to feel is a lot of the stuff that's repressed, the feelings that are repressed in you are going to start bubbling up. It's kind of what happens is you're just facing more and more of your shadow, and you're seeing things that have always been there, but you were always afraid of your shadow, so you're always looking away. And now what's going to happen during the spiritual awakening is things are going to be right in front of your face. It's like they're shoved right in front of your face, where you can't look anymore. You can't look away anymore. You can't ignore it. So you have to be open to seeing it. You have to be open to, this is the reality. You have to be open to, okay, this is what is. This is what is. I'm not closing off to it. I have to be open to what is. I have to be open to feeling these feelings. As long as I'm closed to my feelings, then I can't heal myself. So by opening up, what we're doing is opening up to our feelings. And it's this openness that allows the feeling to be felt fully in order to be released. It's this opening up where we open our hearts and we experience the love that's within our heart. And it's this love that is the healing. This love is what heals us. And it's really the closure from our heart that cuts us off from love. It's when we open up that we become more sensitive, and we are able to sense the love. We're able to receive the love because we are open and we are sensitive. We are receptive. So when we're receptive to love, then we can heal ourselves. And that's really critical early on in the spiritual journey, when a lot of the healing work, a lot of that inner work needs to be done. It's inner work, right? In order to go in, you have to open up to go within. So openness is not just, it's not just a something for spiritual awakening. It's life in general. That if you can just be open to life, like you are embracing everything. Because when you're closed, you're not embracing. But when you're open, it's like you're gonna give life a big hug. You're open to it, right? So these are just some scenarios here, maybe 3 or 4 that I've given you, that really kind of helps paint that picture of being open, right? So openness is really a good spiritual practice to just practice this openness. Find when you feel closed, when you feel in a state of contraction, when you feel closed. And then you can use self-inquiry to question, why am I closing? What am I feeling? What am I closing off to this situation for? What got me in this state of closure? And that's that digging with that question, just inquiring why, right? Helps you open up. So the key is awareness. First is to be aware that you've closed. Second is to question why. Why am I closed? It's like seeing, oh, why am I closed, right? I'm aware that I'm closed. And then you're kind of like, but why am I closed? And you start kind of unprying to open up. And with that practice, then you can find that you're more and more in a state of openness. You can start seeing, you'll be more and more aware of when you are in a state of closure, because you'll open up and then you'll close and you'll open up and you'll close. And this kind of dance will happen back and forth. But at least now you have the awareness of what openness feels like. You'll have that contrast, which then will help you with your self-reflection and your introspection and your self-inquiry, to then allow yourself to really know yourself better and really see the patterns of your mind and why you are closing. Perhaps you are closing because of a belief. You are closing because of some sort of pain that you're not feeling. You're closing because you are resisting the present moment. You're closing because you are afraid of something that's going to happen in the future. So many different reasons to close. And it all comes to just simply because you aren't embracing what is. Life is what is. And if you aren't embracing what is totally, then that means that you have some closure within you. And as long as you have closure, you are going to be experiencing suffering. So that's why this practice is so powerful. So keep this in mind as you're going through your spiritual awakening, and it will be surely a more graceful journey.